We want to apologize to our listeners that can't hear us, but we're going to call the game anyway.
No, we are on.
We're on.
Yeah.
So you can hear us now. Give me a text if you can hear us. We just had to wiggle a few wires around down in here, so
ladies and gentlemen, we're glad you were able to watch the show, but I hate that you missed our first inning broadcast. It was probably the best that Ryan and I have ever done.
it has to rank up there with the best.
Yeah. High fly ball. Center field. George calls for it and gets it for out number one in the top of the second. 3 up, 3 down, top of during the first inning from both sides. So we didn't really miss any exciting calls.
That's right. Just to recap, too, for the game one, what we talked about a little bit earlier that you missed, and I doubt we can give as good a performance as we did starting.
Don't even try.
So, anyway, Tucker Smith, game one, came in, pitched to Jim. Hurricanes won 2-0 as a fly ball out as Mamadas runs behind. Skelton calls for it and makes the play.
Yes,
play.
Yes.
But, of course, like I was saying, great work from the Hurricanes in game one. And Tucker Smith pitched a shutout as the Hurricanes won 2-0. Young Harris came back and won game two 3-0 on a one-hitter.
Gave up that.
So it's needless to say, and all season long, the Hurricanes are still trying to how to wake these bats up.
The no-hitter was I think we got a hit with like 1 out or 2 outs in the ninth inning. 1 out in the ninth inning last night.
So great work from Capasso as the Hurricanes get them in order. So we go to the bottom of the second inning. The Hurricanes coming up to bat. You're listening to the Surge Sports Network.
We're in the bottom of the second, ladies and gentlemen. You still looking live at Hurricane Field in Americus, Georgia on a cool, crisp day. Beautiful day for baseball. Wind slightly blowing in from center field.
I want to give a shout-out to the Capasso family, as I know they're tuned in way up north in New Jersey. So welcome to all that Capasso. Y'all give yourself a round of applause.
Yes, and we're glad that I want to apologize for Ryan mispronouncing his name in the last game. We've got it right now. So.
That's right, but I was only doing listen, I had somebody influencing me on how to say his name.
I'm sure.
I won't say who it was.
I'm sure. Bottom of the second.
Attaboy.
That's going to drop. Maybe not. No, the right fielder gets underneath it for out number one.
That's all right. That's a good sign by Foster. They've been throwing him away all weekend long. I'm glad to see Foster taking the ball the other way with getting some good wood on that ball.
Miguel Urbina steps in to face the Young Harris Mountain Lion. I did not know that Young Harris's mascot was a mountain lion until today. That is a little bit odd for Northeast Georgia, but who am I? Because I did not realize there were mountain lions indigenous to Northeast Georgia.
Stephen Snell's son back there playing ball almost made a great play on that foul ball. He almost used his face as a glove.
Pitching for Young Harris is the right-hander from Griffin, Georgia, junior, 6'4", 235-pound Kyle Turner. Kyle Turner has faced the bottom of the first inning, got us 3 up, 3 down. He's faced the minimum number of batters so far. Hopefully Urbina can change that luck.
Scott, big weekend for Georgia Southwestern alumni. Homecoming weekend here.
Big crowd yesterday. Huge crowd at the game yesterday.
Huge crowd at the baseball game. Had a great crowd at the basketball game. Softball won yesterday on the road.
And there we go. Ooh, Serratus just misjudged that one slightly. It was a hard hit ground ball, so it finds its way to left field for the first hit for the Canes. Urbina stands at first base. As our first baseman, Anthony Angelino, stands in there to face Kyle Turner.
And I tell you what, you made mention of it earlier that Angelino broke up that no-hitter last night, and boy, did he ever for more hit that ball hard last night.
Yes, sir. That may be just the catalyst that warms his bat up. Hard hit, line drive ball. Left fielder on his horse, gets over his head, rolls all the way to the wall. Angelino, nobody's standing at second. Angelino waves to the guys in the left field, and he gets a stand-up double. So we got runners at second and third with 1 out. Bottom of the second inning, Ryan.
So Angelino picked up right where he left off last night in the 9th inning with a hard hit shot out to left field. So it's good to see that bat waking up right now. That could be, like you said, that could be what we need right now to get these Hurricanes bats woken up to give Capasso some run support.
Nobody was standing and covering second base there, Ryan, so he was able to kind of waltz into second.
Well, with the ball going all the way out to the fence, they could do the accordion cutoff. They think there's going to be a play at the plate right there. So second base and shortstop are going out to left field, which now the infield's playing in.
Harold checks his swing, strike 1. Jacob Harrell, the Hurricane catcher, senior. Jacob Harrell is shadowing or observing Chuck Cheek for part of his student teaching that he has to do. Chuck Cheek is the very successful coach, the head high school baseball coach of the Sly County Wildcats, who got a couple of state championships under the belt in the past few years. And also he's a math teacher and teaches AP calculus. So that's right up Harrell's alley.
Smart kid. Smart young man, I should say. And there's plenty of wild cats up in Sly County.
Oh, yes, sir.
Contrary to the mountain lion.
Harrell gets a ground ball, hot shot. Second baseman stretches out, gets it for out number 1. I'm sorry, out number 2.
Yes.
And he's safe. Urbina gets in under the tag for the first run of the game. So Hurricanes draw first blood in the bottom of the second, 1-0. Harrell hits that ball almost got, with them playing in.
Great play by the second baseman laying out to make that play right there. And good job of Harrell putting the ball in play. When we got runners in scoring position, good things happen. Urbina he made a close play here. He got a little late start. Thought he was going to come. He had to make sure the second baseman was throwing the first, and he did, and he came on home. So the Hurricanes on the board early. Well, I tell you what, Scott, I've noticed early on already the Hurricanes are aggressive at the plate, which is good to see.
Young Harris wearing their pinstripe purple uniforms. I don't know if this is their Sunday uniform. It may be. This is our freshman second baseman, Sam Marks. Up there, got an 0-2 count with 2 outs. Hails from Marietta, Georgia. High fly ball, foul territory. I'm guessing the first baseman made that play. Second base, I don't know, but it was out nonetheless. But hey, Hurricanes score a run with thanks to Angelino's double and Urbina's hit and Harrell's hit or Harrell's sacrifice or whatever we want to call it.
RBI.
RBI. We'll give him an RBI. That's right. So here we are, going to the top of the third, up 1-0. Brett Hawkins stands in there to face Capasso. Capasso delivers. Hawkins hits a ground ball to shortstop. Mamadas fields it cleanly. Fires to first to Angelino for out number 1.
Good play by Mamadas. I'll tell you what, I mentioned earlier that our defense has played solid. Of course, Matthew Mamadas has played very, very good at shortstop for the duration so far of this season. Not only is he leading the team in average, but I'm not sure about his fielding percentage, but Mamadas has played very well at short so far this year, as I expected.
Ayers stands in there. Takes ball 1. Harrell takes it on the hop. Ayers already standing there ready for the second pitch. Low ball 2.
Tell you a little fun fact here, and I looked at Capasso. I didn't talk to him much. He looked so focused in the dugout as I was down there. Matt Lamoth, who is now the pitching coach for Young Harris, recruited Capasso. And who knows, maybe Capasso wants to show him exactly what he's going to be missing here. And so far, so good from Capasso.
Ryan, we get to meet these young men, the baseball team, and that's probably, we enjoy what we're doing right here, but getting to meet these kids and get to know them is probably the sweetest part of this gig. Capasso is always smiling, always happy. I think he genuinely is having a good time down here. Ground ball, fielded by Marks, thrown to Angelino for out number 2. We got 2 outs right now. Hurricanes up 1-0. We're in the top of the third inning.
Capasso's dealing.
Tucker Greer from Paris, Kentucky. Lincoln Trail College. He's a senior, 6'4", 205. Fouls it back for strike 1.
I wonder if Capasso's dad and family have got some bar up there or something that they can get the bar to tune into YouTube, or they got us piped in. They had the bar raising sand. I bet you they up there doing that.
Ground ball over first base.
So an error on Angelino.
2-out error gets the runner at first, and we're back at the top of the lineup. Number 6, Logan Worley from Griffin, Georgia, also Griffin High School, same as the pitcher for the Mountain Lions. We enjoyed meeting the senior Capasso here. He had a great time, I think, when he came down opening weekend.
Oh, Mr.
Yes.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. What a great guy.
High fly ball. Capasso calls everybody off, takes it for out number 3, and that'll do us in the top of the third. Error doesn't cost us, so we're going to the bottom of the inning. We're up 1-0 on the Surge Sports Network. Finley is hitting now. Off our Hurricanes. George batting in the 9-hole. He's our center fielder. Gunnar George, this is the first broadcast we've had since, I think, Night to Shine, Ryan. And so many of the ball players did a spectacular job. But in the karaoke room, Gunnar George did a great job.
Did he show
Let me
out?
tell you, so much so my wife has continued to talk about it. She said, and he would get up there and sing with the guests and had a great time.
That's
so
awesome.
So much so my wife says, she's asked me his name, and she said, he can sing. So he's got a singing voice.
Watch out.
Look out now.
May have another career.
That's right.
Gunnar George.
That's it.
Was he singing country?
Whatever song came up, man. We sang Christmas carols. We sang country. We sang whatever the folks that came to Night to Shine wanted to hear. We sang it.
Well, I wish he'd sing with his bat right here.
Me too.
And I tell you, we talk about it all the time, but, our athletic department finishes in the top 3 in the country with community service hours to give back to our community. So it's and look, with your wife seeing him, hopefully she's at the ball game.
She'll be here in a minute.
Wanting to watch. These kids developing relationships throughout the community, doing good things in the community. So come out and support them.
High fly ball, left fielder. Underneath it, catches it in fair territory. Worley, the left fielder for Young Harris, for out number 1. Mamatis comes up. We're back to the top of the lineup. Mamatis flew out the first time at bat.
Not about for Hurricanes. Number 7, Matthew Mamatis.
And as bad as I butchered Capasso's name, boy, they hammered Mamatas.
Yeah, was it
they
Blackler? Is that who did that?
Oh, yeah. So Mr. Mamatis has got to be proud of us.
That's right.
And Miss Mamatis.
That's right. Take strike 1 with 1 out. Hurricanes winning 1-0, top of the 3rd inning. Mountain Line pitcher delivers. High fly ball. Second baseman underneath it, calls for it, catches it right behind the first baseman for out number 2.
Of course, I'm pulling for all these Hurricanes, but Sten steps in. Tyler Skelton, boy, I really want to see his bat get going. He's kept a good attitude. He's struggling this season thus far. But, I tell you, his attitude's right. His approach is getting better every at-bat, I believe. So, hopefully Skelton can wake this bat up right now.
Skelton, junior from Forsyth, Georgia, Mary Persons High School. Coach at Mary Persons is from Butler, Georgia, Clay Mathis. Two-0 count with 2 outs. Skelton going to make him throw him a strike before he offers at it. 3-0. Kyle Turner Young Harris pitcher getting a little discouraged out there with that last pitch. Called strike one. 3-1. Skelton will set up and be ready for this pitch. Turner delivers.
That a boy.
Line
Get
drive.
out.
Get. Oh, no,
that's a hit.
It's a hit.
That's
yes,
a hit.
Sir. That's a hit.
Good job. I'm glad he was rewarded with that hit. He needed that right there. Good hit ball out to left field. Almost a fantastic play by the left fielder, but great.
Logan Worley, left fielder, did make a tremendous play. He kind of ice cream. I mean,
Yeah, that's a tough play. I tell you what, running in full speed like that, and that ball was hit well. So good job by Tyler Skelton for a good piece of hitting.
For the left fielder to just simply try to make that play is huge. You know because we thought right off the bat it was a hit. Skelton get to second on a pass ball.
Good job reading it in the dirt. As soon as that ball was headed in the dirt, off was Skelton. So moves up easy as Young Harris's head coach walks to the mound.
Wonder why our buddy's not going out there.
He may be about to take him out. I don't know, but tell you what, we'll take a break here on the Surge Sports Network, and we'll be right back with some more Hurricanes baseball
On the Surge. We got a pitching change, ladies and gentlemen. Number 17, Chase Webb, 6'2", 180-pound junior from Randleman, North Carolina. His last stop prior to Young Harris was Lewisburg College. So we got a early pitching change in the top of the third inning. Irwin County native Jonathan Martin steps in there to face him. Jonathan coming back from an injury this weekend.
I tell you what, Scott, one thing they've changed this year in the Peach Belt, we've gone to a three-man umpiring crew, and I hate to give them a little bit of grief here, but I missed it, and that ball that Skelton hit, the home plate umpire called him out, and which wasn't his call. When you got a three-man crew, you got the third base umpire was going out to make that call, which made the right call, I thought.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Fields it, throws it to first for out number 3, and we'll continue that conversation right after this as we go to the bottom of the third, top of the fourth on the Surge Sports Network.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
They say college is the best time of your life. But what about what comes next? At Georgia Southwestern State University, you're not just here for the clubs, or the campus, or the dining hall. You're here for small class sizes, affordable programs, and real-world experience. When you come to GSW, you're not just here for college. You're here for your tomorrow. Georgia Southwestern State University. Take tomorrow by storm. Start your journey at gsw.edu.
Number 7, Bird, steps in there to face Capasso in the top of the 4th inning. I believe this umpire behind home plate thinks he's getting paid by the pitch today.
I don't know where that was. I had to just miss outside.
As we were saying before the inning, that he called Skelton out in the previous inning. Third base umpire kind of cut his eyes at him, kind of stay in your lane.
And it wasn't his call. I mean, and I thought the umpire made the right call, but
Bird, 6'1", 180-pound senior from Chicago, Illinois, has worked himself into a 1-2 count. Nobody out. He's the leadoff hitter this inning. Hard hit line drive. Ground ball to the outfield. Center field for a leadoff single.
tell you what, I like the way Capasso works. He gets up there, takes care of business, works fast. His infield and the people playing behind him, I love that.
Kane's still up 1-0. 4th inning, the leadoff batter. Got on by a hard hit ball up the middle. Shortstop Serratos. Oscar Serratos, Georgia Tech transfer. Struck out last time at bat, I believe. Capasso checks Bird back to first.
And Scott, this was Georgia Tech's starting shortstop that transferred in.
1-0. Nobody out. Runner at first. Kane's up 1-0. Serratos is a 6'2", 195-pound junior from Lawrenceville, Georgia.
Good look over there by Paso.
Scouting report on Bird must be he is fairly quick. Serratos steps in there after a brief timeout. Capasso set, throws back again. Been some relatively close plays there at first.
Had a few of them yesterday.
Anybody get picked off yesterday?
Nope.
We picked off somebody at second, the Lee County Middle School, Sly County Middle School.
I heard you. Scott was watching his son play baseball all day yesterday as the runner goes. Swung and foul ball out of play. But, yeah, congratulations, Scott. I know you're proud of your son. He said he had a good day. They swept Lee County. Sly County Middle School did. So
anytime you got a little single-A public school can go down there and face a 6A.
Hey, anytime you can win.
Yeah, anytime you can win. But, you know, Lee County has historically had a strong baseball program. So they are kind enough to let us come up and play with them. I think our varsity plays them also.
Yeah.
It gives our boys a chance to see some really good pitching, some really good talent. I think we split a doubleheader with them last year, and I told my wife when we left yesterday, I said, if we get a split day, I'll be tickled to death.
Sounds like Chuck Cheeks just reloading.
I hope so.
Runner goes, and he's in standing up. There's a pitch in the dirt there that Harold wasn't going to give him a look anyway. That base was stolen right off the bat.
So Bird stands at second after getting a leadoff single to center field. Counts 2-1. Hurricanes up 1-0. Top of the fourth. Nobody out. Georgia Tech transfer. Serrato stands at the plate. Count now 3-1.
Gotta go find her. Good pitch. Went right at him right there, Scott.
Serrato, like he was taking all the way on that one, I believe. You think?
I don't know. I think he may have just gotten fooled.
Okay.
Or looking for something just real specific, but good pitch by Capasso.
Full count. Runner at second. Ball 4.
Not all bad.
No. I mean, you got a player like that standing at the plate. He could have done more damage at a walk, but still, he did strike out last time. Number 14, Dalton Cash stands in there from Newton, Georgia JUCO transfer from Andrew College. Sun comes out, Anthony Coombs. I'm sorry. Our basketball coach comes in.
He and our assistant, Cole.
Yeah.
Good pitch. Fastball. Called strike for strike one.
Runners at first and second, nobody out. Canes still have a 1-0 lead. Top of the fourth inning. Wind blowing from right to left. Cool, crisp day, about 50 degrees. Pitch in the dirt. Harrell blocks it, but runners advance. Now we got runners at second and third, both in scoring position with the number 4 batter up.
All right.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Let's see Capasso hunker down right here and get himself out of a jam. And for our viewers at home, I believe they just implemented this. It's an NCAA rule. The pitcher has 20 seconds now.
Where's the clock?
Well, the umpire's keeping it.
Okay.
But he has 20 seconds to deliver the ball to home plate. If not, it's a ball. I don't know if that's been called yet or not this year, but as Coach Stalling comes out to the mound, we'll take a short break. You're listening to the Surge Sports Network.
Brief visit to the mound. Paso gets ready to face Cash with a 2-1 count. Inside, ball 3, 3-1.
No outs. Nobody in the Hurricane bullpen. Paso trying to get himself out of a jam here, Scott.
High fly ball.
Stay in play, ball.
Just on the other side of the Hurricane dugout.
Hey, let's go, Cap!
Got a full count. Nobody out. Runners at second and third. Young Harris down 1-0, but threatening.
Probably very good speed out there on the base pass for young Harris as well.
Mm-hmm. Back this way over the tennis courts. Count remains full. Cash backs out. Cash played some JUCO ball. Looks like at Andrew College just down the road in Cuthbert. High fly ball. Urbina under it. Takes it. Runner's tag. Run scores to make it 1-1. Ties us up.
But hey, look, Capasso went right after him.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't walk him, pitched to him, got it out.
Got it out. Go ahead, run 90 feet away with the Young Harris shortstop. Jackson Jones, left-handed batter, 5'11", 215 junior from Cale High School in Marietta, Georgia. Takes ball one. Swing and a miss. Strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Score tied at 1. Ryan is starting to warm up a little bit, but we wouldn't be able to know in this shady tent. I think it looks a little warm there in the sunshine. But we will appreciate this shady tent later on. Foul ball back towards the apartment complex.
Pretty good crowd here on a Sunday afternoon here at Georgia Southwestern.
Maybe we can draw some people, some local neighborhoods or students that are sitting in, just want to come out here and do a little socializing. Come on out here and join the crowd, enjoy the fun. Close ball game. One ball, 2 strikes.
I'd like to see Capasso get that ball a little lower. Going to be a tough play.
Gunnar George takes it and fires a
Good
bullet
job
to home plate. Sends Serratos scampering back to third base.
I'm going to tell
Huge
you,
out.
sheer speed made that play right there, Scott. I'm going to tell you, Gunnar George can fly, and I'm going to tell you that is what I call the Bermuda Triangle. When you got the shortstop, the second baseman going out, and the center fielder coming in full speed. So good communication and a good job by Capasso getting out number 2 right there. So great job, good defense, keeping the runner at third base. So good job.
Plus, you know, either of the 3 players could have made it, but like you said, with George,
Get foul.
foul ball.
Good
Foul ball.
job.
George had the best
Absolutely
opportunity to take it, and
his momentum's coming
yes.
this way. If Mamadas either short or second makes that play, I think the runner may score on that play.
because they'll have to throw it off their back foot.
Yeah, I
or
think
some,
so.
No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Top of the 4th inning. We're knotted at knotted at 1 in the top of the 4th inning. And Serratos, the Georgia Tech shortstop transfer, stands at third, chomping at the bit to get in.
I hope he stays right there. Keep chomping.
Capasso can really, if he gets this batter out right here, he'll get out of a jam.
He's done a great job so far. I hope he finishes strong right here. Good pitch.
Cole Jackson, he's the catcher from Tyrone, Georgia. Last stop was Spartanburg Methodist College. 6'3", 250-pound senior.
Nice pitch.
Not bad, not bad.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Right after him, Cap. I'm back.
Ground ball fair down the first baseline will score the run. Jackson rounds first for a stand-up double.
Man, that ball just squeaked
Yeah,
down the line.
that's right.
Not a bad pitch at all, but good piece of hitting there by young Harris.
So the score now 2-1, Young Harris over Georgia Southwestern. 2 outs. Runner at second. Number 4, I believe that is Hawkins, the third baseman, stands in there. Takes ball 1. Got to meet Hawkins' father and stepfather last night, because I mean Hawkins is from my hometown, from my area. So
Y'all know some of the same folks?
Well, I thought maybe he was related to our former high school PA announcer, a guy named Sonny Hawkins, because when I saw his picture on their website, he looks like some of their family members. But I talked to his dad, and his dad said, well, most of our relatives are from the Forsyth County area, or his ancestors. Of course, that's where a lot of mine are from also. So it was, but he didn't think that they were related to that gentleman. So we're going to have a visit, Harold, to the mound. So we'll just take a brief timeout on the Surge Sports Network. All right, we're back after Harold had a brief visit with Capasso. Runner at second.
A little stirring in the Hurricane bullpen was what that's all about.
High fly ball foul just right of the Zaxby's foul pole in right field. Top of the 4th inning, Young Harris has scored 2 runs in this inning on 2 hits. Hurricanes have 1 run on 3 hits and 1 error so far, top of the 4th. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Another foul ball, so Deuces Wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. High fly ball, left field. Foul ball. Urbina had a beat on it, but it just dropped a little too quickly.
Urbina has his fan crowd out there and behind the left field wall, having fun in the back of the pickup truck.
Angelino, when he got his double, kind of pointed his fingers to those fans out there. So they like to see a few more students rally out there in that corner. Wind picks up a little bit, right to left. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. To the Milton, Georgia native. High fly ball. George and Urbina. George calls for it and gets it for out number 3, but not before.
Good job, Capasso.
Young Harris goes up 2-1 in the top of the 4th. Let's see if the Hurricanes can match that here in the bottom. The Surge Sports Network.
That's good.
Hunter Foster stands in there, takes strike one. Takes strike two. Chase Webb delivering. Chase came in the middle of the last inning.
Foster stung it well last at bat, just right to the right fielder.
1-2 count. I think our graphics are up now. They'll let you know the score and the count, so you won't have to hear me ramble on about that as much.
Keith Micklig.
Constantly working. 2-2. Called strike three on Foster. Miguel Urbina will stand in there with one out. Young Harris has a pretty respectable showing here. I think they've got a lot of players from Georgia and all that, so the parents have been able to come to this game.
They travel pretty well, Scott. So they've brought a big crowd. You see a lot of purple around here. What do you think of the purple pinstripe?
It would take some getting used to. And what if that helps or hurts them with recruiting? 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Urbina stands in there. I think my britches are finally dried off from lunch, Ryan.
You probably want to elaborate.
Oh, man, I tell you, we were at Zaxby's. After church, I hurried into Zaxby's, my son and I. Take strike two, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And so when they call up, so we got one of those little small tables at Zaxby's, a little two-topper. And, you know, they're kind of wobbly anyway. Well, as my son got up to go get our order when they called our number, he knocked it with his foot or his leg and jostled my drink, and I had to reach and catch my drink. Well, Zaxby's having those styrofoam cups. Takes ball 2 outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. I grabbed the cup, and when I did, I just about crushed it in my hand, and the whole drink, I had just full drink. I'd gotten emptied in my lap and legs and shoes, and oh, it was a mess. Johnny Updike came over there to me, and I said, Johnny, it's just, amazing. I didn't let a string of expletives.
You need to start taking the extra change of clothes.
I reckon so. I don't know. But I guess it was such a tragedy. All I could do was laugh about it because.
Urbina checked his swing. I tell you what, last night he had a great at bat. I mean, unfortunately, it didn't go our way, but man, he had a bat that lasted, seemed like 5 or 10 minutes.
I napped through it. I took a little nap.
I tell you what.
15 pitches? Wow. We're liable to do that now.
Yeah.
I did my part trying to bust up that no-hitter, I can tell you that. Ground ball. Hawkins takes it, fires over to first. 4 out, number 2. Angelino, our first baseman from New Jersey, steps in there. He got a stand-up double. His last at bat.
He strung together, let's see, I know he got a base hit in the 9th inning last night. Base hit his first at bat today.
Look at there.
Stays hot.
Yes, sir. His bat is right where it needs to be. I don't want to jinx it. He's halfway to a cycle right now.
Well, with his speed, I tell you what, I don't know where he'd have to hit it to hit a triple, but I will tell you this. I believe Angelino's mom's in the ballpark tonight. I know he told me she was coming. She wasn't able to get here last night, but I do believe she's in the ballpark today, so maybe she's got a little something to do with his bat heating up.
We need to find a line item in the budget to make sure she's at more games.
get her to the ballpark. As
Ground ball, shortstop. Serratos feeds to second for out number 3, and that'll do us in the bottom of the 4th. Score remains 2-1 as we go to the top of the 5th inning on the Surge Sports Network.
At Zaxby's, there's nothing better than hand-breaded chicken, unless it's hand-breaded chicken with sauce. From sweet to savory, mild to wild, even that world-famous Zax sauce. Whatever you're craving, we've got the sauce at Zaxby's.
Number 11, Ayers, steps in there to face Capasso in the top of the 5th inning.
Ben Scott, hope we won't need to go get him, but Harrison Timberlake is in the bullpen warming up, just in case.
Second baseman for young Harris, Kyle Ayers.
Good pitch.
Takes strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ayers is 5'10", 175-pound freshman from McDonough, Georgia. Union Grove High School. Hit by pitch. Will put the leadoff batter at first base. Number 9 batter Greer steps in there. Tucker Greer, senior from Paris, Kentucky. Stands in there with nobody out and runner at first. Foul ball. Makes the count 0-1.
Almost hit the City of Americus police car.
Mark Scott would have probably been up here on that, you think?
Oh, that's Mark McCardle's car over there.
Paso checks him at first. Ayers gets back with a head first one-handed slide. Fly ball. Gunnar George gets back to the wall and catches it. Pure speed. I thought that one was going to be over his head.
I tell you what, speed can get you out of a lot of trouble, and Gunnar George has showed us that on 2 occasions thus far today. That's a tough play. He's playing a little shallow, runs deep to center field to make that play.
Ayers had to scamper about. He was almost at second on that one and had to.
Yeah, and I believe if we had a warning track, he'd be on it as Josh McDonald makes his way to the mound, maybe to make a pitching change.
We'll break away from the Surge Sports Network while McDonald visits the mound to see Mr. Capasso. Harrison Timberlake is the new pitcher. Ground ball to third. To second for out number 2. Timberlake made the pitching change right at the top of the lineup, Brian.
I think Scott just Josh wanted a fresh arm in there. They had a few looks at Capasso. Timberlake comes in. He had thrown 5 2/3 and comes in with an ERA of 3.18.
Timberlake, a junior from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, out of the IMG Academy in Florida.
But I tell you, I know Capasso did not want to come out, which I like to see that.
Mm-hmm.
He's a competitor. He's a
He
bulldog.
Ball 1 squirts between Jacob Harold's legs and the umpire's legs. Just far enough to advance the runner to third. Strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Played him pretty much straight away.
T.J. Bird, senior from Chicago, Illinois. Takes ball number 2, 2-1. Number 11, Kyle Ayers, stands at third. Timberlake trying to keep the score 2-1. Swing and a miss.
Good breaking ball right there. Had him way out front. Third that again.
He showed you he's going to chase it. Just see if he'll bite again.
Instead, he goes with a fastball. Grounded out to Mamanis for out number 3, Scott. The Hurricanes stop Young Harris from scoring, so Timberlake comes in and does his job. The Hurricanes trail Young Harris 2-1. We go to the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to the Surge Sports Network.
Here we are, top of the bottom of the 5th inning.
Marks.
Our second baseman will be the leadoff batter, Marks.
Just talking to Coach Aaron Coons was standing here at the table with us. We're going to get him on air, talk to him a little bit. I know Aaron Coons is our basketball coach, but he's a huge baseball fan.
Well, Houston Astro fan.
Well, yeah.
I don't really call that baseball anymore.
Wait till he gets on the radio to give him a chance to defend himself. I will tell you as we get his headset ready, If I'm texting him during the World Series, of course, he's slow to respond. He is into the game.
1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Hurricanes second baseman stands in there.
But, I saw that, we got kids back here throwing the ball. One of them almost threw the ball at him trying to hit him because he's wearing some Astros paraphernalia. The over and under. Now, Vegas has odds on this. The over and under for the Houston Astros to get beamed this season, you know what it is?
What?
83.5.
Ground ball, third baseman Hawkins takes it, delivers to first for out number 1. That was a tough play, ladies
Good play.
and gentlemen. Yeah.
Good play.
That was not an easy play. Keith Micklig,
Number 3, Gunner George.
Sports Information Director extraordinaire, is getting ready to hook up the headset. Gunner George, our leadoff batter. I'm sorry, he's batting in the number 9 spot. He was leading off yesterday. Swing and a miss. Or strike 1. 1 out. 0-1 count to George. George came to us from A-back.
So, Scott, we got Aaron Coombs in the booth here with us. Aaron, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me on. It's a beautiful day for baseball.
We had to peel him away. He was banging on a trash can down there behind home plate.
Well, the camera guy told me that a slider's coming here, so trying to relay that to our guys.
Anything to win. Hey, let me tell you this now. Let me tell you what they got on to me for yesterday. I mean, Leader was literally going to fire me. High fly ball, center field for out number 2. They had a no-hitter going, yesterday. And I was simply going to get on the PA and announce it to the fans. The young Harris had a no-hitter going. These guys over here, they're protecting the sanctity of baseball like it's some virgin flower, and I'm trying to win ball games here.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
so we got to decide.
All you needed was an Astros fan here. He'd have told you to go ahead and do it.
That's exactly right. That's right. Hey, let me tell you, we're on the slippery slope now. Either baseball comes in the 21st century or it dies on the vine. I mean, come on now.
That's right.
Y'all just gear up for the 2020 World Champion Houston Astros.
Well, Aaron, I know you love this baseball team. Why don't you tell us a little bit why you love this baseball team so much, buddy? I know these guys over the season have given you a lot of support. So tell us a little bit how that's made you feel.
Well, I tell you what. I mean, it's I've been to 4 or 5 different schools through my coaching career, short coaching career, and never had another team support our team like this baseball team has. They're unbelievable. I'm getting T-shirts made for them for next year that say 6-man.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And so they're a huge reason why we were able to have success at home. They're relentless on the other team, and it just goes to show you. I mean, great things can happen when other programs support other programs. And so I'm glad that our guys get out here today and support them. And Coach McDonald's done a great job with this program, and they're going to have a heck of a year this year.
As McManus draws a walk, I know a lot of people won't know this. You played Wednesday night, breaking ball outside. The baseball team showed up. I know it was supposed to rain. Josh wanted them to put the tarp on the field. They wanted to come to your game. They dropped all of their gear as Matt Lamoth walks to the mound. We'll stay on the air and talk to Aaron right now. But, Aaron, as they came in on campus, they literally dropped their gear and ran to your basketball game. And I was at that game, and, man, you could just feel the energy as soon as these guys showed up to your game.
When they walked in the arena, everybody knew it. They walked in about, it seemed like 100 deep, all at the same time, and went straight to the baseline and began just getting on.
And that was a close game.
Yeah.
It was a close game.
It was it was a major reason why we were able to win it, and because those guys missed some free throws right in front of the baseball players, and they're just heckling them, and it creates an unbelievable home field advantage, and so I think a lot about those guys, and we couldn't have the success we had at home this year without them. They are truly our 6-man. So I look forward to returning the favor this year for our guys later in the season when our season's over, and and then with that environment that they create, as we move forward and build our program, they're going to be essential to our success.
Well, I tell you, Aaron, we're thrilled to have you here on campus. As Skelton drills one to left field, caught by the left fielder, and that'll do it for the Hurricanes in the bottom of the 5th inning. So stick around with us. We're going to keep Aaron here in the booth with us, and we'll talk to him a little further throughout the game. So you're listening to Surge Sports Network.
Camera. All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the top of the 6th inning. Timberlake's still in there. Young Harris up 2-1.
And, we left talking about it. Coach Coombs is still in here with us. Coach, I tell you, I watched you, Coach. I love your passion. I know you kind of got here a little late, didn't have a whole lot of time to do a lot of work.
Ground ball, Mamadas. Mamadas takes it, delivers all the way over to first base.
Oh, no way.
Angelino, I hope he didn't pull anything with that split at first.
So a huge stretch over there by Angelino, and the umpire's calling him safe that his foot was off the bag.
I believe that umpire. I believe I saw his CNI dog around here somewhere earlier today.
Well, the ball took a little awkward bounce there right at the last second. May have prevented him from catching it and making a clean throw.
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping Angelino's not hurt, because I tell you, he laid out like I didn't know.
But Aaron, I see you finished up your home stand here last night. You guys have finished up the season on the road, right?
Yeah, we go to Columbus State on Wednesday, and then go to Pembroke on Sunday, finish the year.
High fly ball, center field. George calls for it, gets underneath it. 4 out, number 1. Runner remains at first. Go ahead, Aaron. I'm sorry.
No, I was just 2 tough road games to finish the year, but I mean both are winnable, and so we just got to go out there and play like we're capable of playing.
There's some fans out in the left field, behind the left field fence. Coach, you may want to go out there and recruit those to be basketball fans. I think whoever plays left field for our visiting team gets an earful throughout the game.
Oh, we're going to get our guys out there. Don't worry. Don't you? I'd like to be able to stand right here, right next to their dugout.
Look, you got to make sure, Aaron, that you may have to have a class to teach some of your basketball players. Oh, got him leaning.
Oh, man.
The ones who aren't that familiar with the baseball lingo, you may have to just teach a short class.
Yeah,
get them out there, teach them how to heckle a little bit.
Yeah, we can do that. I'd be willing to bet most of our guys don't know any baseball lingo.
They don't have to, man. I mean, basketball is a trash-talking game anyway. Just bring the same basketball trash talk that you'd bring to the outfield.
This would right here by the dugout would be an optimal spot for our guys.
I don't like to reminisce about my old days, but my roommate from college played tennis at West Georgia. I got thrown out of 2 tennis matches.
Now, you got to be a good trash talker to get thrown out of a tennis match.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Timberlake
Yeah, stick around. I hear our AD out here saying that we're going to go grab Matt Lamoth and interview him during the seventh inning stretch, maybe. What do you think, leader?
Yeah, we can't put a headset on them in the dugout, like
yeah, we probably can put it. Yeah, there you go.
We don't have wireless headsets yet.
Like they do it. We can put a headset on them like they do in Houston.
Yeah, Minute Maid Park. It's set up for success. Here's the thing that bothers me is everyone's harping about, oh, they're cheating. They had the best road record in the majors that year. They were winning on the road. They beat the Dodgers on the road. Hey,
Well, hey.
Haters are going to hate. That's all I can say.
Well, at least you're loyal, Aaron.
Who?
Maybe some Houston fans listening.
So, obviously, we got some Houston fans out there listening.
Hey, you Houston fans, stay true. Stay true. They're going to hate us even when we win it again this year.
Okay. Timberlake and the umpire having a few words.
I think they're just getting each other's phone number.
Tell you what, we pitched well today.
We really have. I tell you what, this staff's pitched well throughout the season. And, Aaron, I know you feel good about coming back next season. I know the season's not over. And I don't know, mathematically, are we out of the –
Yes, we are.
All right, but season's not over. I know you're going to fight to the end. But we're looking forward to you having a good recruiting season.
Yeah, recruiting's been going well. We've already got 2 kids committed for next year, 2 young kids that are going to play as freshmen.
Foul ball out of play. Count is 1-2, 1 out, runner at first.
I tell you what, Aaron, you've been a part of a lot of good changing going on in our athletic department. I mean, we've hired a lot of young coaches, got some great ones. I know the women's basketball coach and Justin Payne. We've got you here. We've got Eric as a soccer coach. We're hiring a new women's soccer coach. We've got Josh McDonald, Nikki Levering. Of course, Coach Sewell he's been here 100 years, it seems like, with the tennis coach. But, tell us a little bit about the atmosphere in the athletic department, buddy. What have you experienced since you've been here?
Well, I've experienced a lot of excitement, and I think when you go and you talk with the coaches just in passing, I mean, all of them are passionate and they're electric and they're committed to doing what it takes to win, and I think you've heard our athletic director say it a lot, that there's all the right coaches are in the right spots, and so when you have the right guys, when you have a good leader and our athletic director, the program's set up for success. And so now it's just, it's all of our jobs to go out and build the programs the way we want to build them, the way we envisioned them. And when we do that, you saw it in baseball last year. Baseball had an unbelievable season, starting off well this year, and they're just going to continue to get better and better. And so that's just kind of our goal. They say Rome wasn't built in a day, but it was built daily. And so I mean it's a day-to-day process, and speaking specifically with basketball, now that our season's winding down, I mean it's begin building your recruiting class and kind of brick by brick and getting the right pieces in here, so when school starts back in August, you're ready to roll. So it's and I've also enjoyed getting to know some of these coaches. Nikki is unbelievable with softball. She's been fantastic. Eric's awesome. He's and I don't want to leave out the soccer team, because the soccer team's there too. They come to our games too.
Absolutely.
And they're heckling like crazy. And so it just goes to show you there's so much support for each other. And in all honesty, that's rare. You don't have that at all these schools. And so when you have support, when you have the right pieces in place, then your athletic department's set up to take off. And I think that's what you'll see in the coming years.
Well, I tell you, to add to that, what most folks don't know, well, a lot of folks on campus know that not only we're hiring good quality coaches, but the families that you guys are a part of and that are in our community. So, not only are we getting good coaches, but we're getting great families to be here in Sumter County and Americus and on campus of GSW.
Yeah, unbelievable families. I know my wife has really gotten to enjoy meeting everybody, and other married couples her age that have kids. We have a 3-year-old daughter and another daughter on the way. And so it's just a family environment. And So, again, it just gets back to how everything's in place for success.
Paul Salata stands at first. Got a walk. The senior from Norfolk, Connecticut. Previous stop was Barry University.
Down in Miami?
Miami Shores. Timberlake has one out.
Runner goes.
Runner goes from second to third. That is a long, high fly ball. Falls right in between Urbina and George. Looks like one run will score. Stand-up double. That's the second stand-up double for the Young Harris catcher on the day. So we got a scoring change, 3-1 for the Young Harris over our GSW Hurricanes in the top of the 6th inning. One out, runners at second and third. Timberlake gets ready to deliver to number 4, the third baseman, Brett Hawkins.
I tell you what, he got his pitching wedge out on that one.
Yeah.
He golfed that one out there in the left center.
He did. I thought that may hang up a little bit to give Urbina a chance to get up under it, but unfortunately he couldn't get under it. Scored a run. The runners were moving on that play. But a good piece of hitting right there.
Good pitch.
Brett Hawkins out of Milton, Georgia, 5'10", 180-pound senior. Last stop was Gordon State College. He went to high school at Cambridge High School, which happens to be right across the street from, I think, Kings Ridge, which is John Smoltz' school up in the Alpharetta, Milton area.
Boy, I tell you what, I love when Smoltzy's doing the broadcast. I tell you what, I learned so much.
He ranks up there with us, don't he?
Well,
right.
you know, it's hard to get up to y'all's level, but I mean, I learned so much about the game. I mean, obviously from a pitcher's perspective, but just in general, you know, when he's doing the broadcast, and man, he's great.
Hard ground ball in the gap there. Scores a run, makes it 4-1. Runners on the corners with one out in the top of the 6th inning.
That's going to get the bullpen busy again. It looks like Peyton Sales is headed down to the bullpen for the Hurricanes.
Harris has just had timely hits, man. I mean, just putting them in the right spot, right in the gaps. You know, they've been running at the right times. He reached out over the plate on that one to hit it.
He did. Looked like a pretty good pitch.
Ryan, did I ever tell you growing up who my favorite baseball team was?
Had to be the Braves.
It was the Atlanta Braves.
There you go.
When I lived in West Virginia in the early 90s, when they were, boy, I tell you what, they were a special team.
Well, maybe we need to get you back in rehab.
Atta baby. Good
There
catch.
Boy, a seed hit right to the second baseman.
Marks climbs the ladder and gets that one. Big 2-out line drive snag there.
I used to go up to Pittsburgh and Cincinnati whenever the Braves were in town when I was younger.
When Pittsburgh had Bonilla, or let's see, and Bonds, Van Slyke.
Yeah, they had. Yep. They had Bonds one of the years I was there. But my first ever player that I remember impersonating, Cincinnati Reds third baseman Chris Sabo.
Oh, yeah, with a flat top.
Did you have the same glasses?
I did.
Same haircut?
No, not the haircut, but I had the flip-up glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, man. My dad and I, we used to go out in the front yard, and he would wear his shoulder out with pop-ups, and I'd flip those things up and flip them down. You know, I mean, man, baseball is such a great game.
Ground ball. Marks flips to Mamadas for out number 3, but not before they score 2 runs in the top of the 6th inning. Scores 4 runs. Hurricanes bats got to wake up in the bottom of the 6th to get us back in on the Surge Sports Network.
At Zaxby's, chicken and delicious go hand in hand. As in hand-breaded, hand-seasoned, and handmade to order. There's only one place you can get chicken like that. Zaxby's.
Irvin County Indian Jonathan Martin stands in there.
Not about for your Hurricanes.
Hopefully to lead us off, be the spark we need to get us going in this inning, score some runs.
It's coming right here.
And if you're just joining us, we got Aaron Coombs in the booth with us, and I can tell you this, if the Hurricanes don't do anything positive here at bat, we're going to kick him out of the booth.
Yeah,
But-
I'm not brought any mojo to our team right now.
But while he's here, I know Aaron talked to me off the air a little bit. Aaron, tell us a little bit about that wood bat league you used to be in. You used to, and if you don't know, listen, let me describe Aaron Coombs to you now. He's 6'10", and the weight is undetermined, but he is he's 250.
Parts unknown, weight unknown.
Yeah, he is a big guy. So I can't imagine him standing at the plate swinging a bat. But go ahead, Aaron. You were in a wood bat league.
So when I was at Missouri Western a few years ago, we played in the wooden bat fast pitch league. So it ranged from guys just getting out of college to 50-year-olds that still play. You know, and it was pretty competitive. It was a pretty big deal. And for as much as I love the game of baseball, I've never played it. You know,
Yeah.
and I don't really understand why. I think it's just kind of where I grew up. But so I go out here, and my first year, man, I can't touch anything. And you got guys throwing upper 70s, and a couple of the college guys will throw, you know, some 80s. Pop up.
First baseman gets underneath it, calls it for out number 1, so that'll retire Jamar. Next up, Foster.
Not about for your Hurricanes.
Hunter Foster steps in there
Foster.
with 1 out. Bottom of the 6th.
So Aaron, you never did. You never had to face anybody throwing upper 80s, low 90s.
No, and so I went in with our assistant baseball coach and got in on the machine and started swinging at some 90+. It was a challenge. But anyway, you go out to year 2, and I played first base. I mean, I can pick them with the best of them, but I don't understand how you would ever underthrow a 6'10" guy. But go foul ball. So we're in year 2, and I've got some hits, man. I've accumulated some hits. You know, I can hit the fastball a little bit. Can't hit a breaking ball. Can't do it. So we're playing this guy who's fresh out of college, and he's throwing gas. And I'm sitting in the dugout, and I noticed that his strikeout pitch is his breaking ball. So we started talking with and we've got some former college players on our team, and we're having a good time. And he's like, "All right, man, if you get 2 strikes on you, which he's going to do." You know,
He had a lot of confidence in you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was batting 9th. You know, and so he threw. He's like, just be ready for the off speed. Golly.
Swing and a miss for out number 2. Foster retired and makes way for Urbina to step up there. They're throwing around the horn, and it went over the third baseman's head. I wish they would do that when we got base runners going around the bases, but
Not about for your Hurricanes. Number 2, Miguel
Urbina steps in there, face the young Harris pitcher.
So you're honed in on this breaking pitch.
Oh, I know it's coming. So I actually scoot up in the box a little bit because, you know, I know he's throwing it in the dirt. And I swing as hard as I can. And now it's wooden bat, okay, and to right field is labeled at right center is labeled at 315. It's like 290 down the lines. No, so not. I don't know what our lines are here, but
A lot further than 290.
yeah. So I crush this thing. I mean, I crush it. I hit it over the fence, do my home run trot with the bat. I ain't dropping the bat. I'm so fired up, and I'm rounding second base, and I'm yelling at my guys because they're going crazy. Like, it was a curve. It was a curve. And I tell you, I've been in the NCAA tournament. I've won some conference championships. But my greatest sport moment of my life is hitting a curveball over the fence to right center.
In the wood bat league.
With 2
In the
strikes.
Wood Bat League with 2 strikes.
Oh, absolutely. That's
I
got to
tell
be
you.
good.
So I can only imagine, you know, when you're playing real baseball, what it feels like to hit a home run.
Well, we'd sure like to see Urbina feel to get that feeling right here. Well, Aaron, I know you're going to stick around till the bottom of this inning's over, but it's been a pleasure having you in the booth. We wish you all the success in the world here at Georgia Southwestern. Thank you for your hard work.
Yeah.
Thank you for your passion that you bring to Georgia Southwestern basketball. And we just glad to have you here and wish you all the luck in the world.
That'll do us for the bottom of the 6th inning. Urbina strikes out swinging. Here we go, top of the 7th, ladies and gentlemen. We're down 4-1. on the Surge Sports Network.
Well, Scott, that was glad to have Aaron in the booth.
Any GSW fan would enjoy hearing about that, and the fact that we've got 2 freshmen coming in, recruits that are going to be ready to play right off the bat tells, he's recruiting some of the good players.
I tell you, I know you've gone to a few basketball games, but now that's a man that's on fire for success. I can tell you that.
The price of admission is covered by just watching him coach.
He's
Intense.
animated, intense.
He does not like to lose. Most people don't, but no, he really hates it. You can tell it.
And I think that's throughout our athletic department for sure. But
1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter this inning and their leadoff batter batting in the first spot. Worley, the left fielder, had a couple of good plays out there today, a couple of defensive plays that has really kept young Harris ahead in this game. And Urbina answers with a great defensive play on his own to rob Worley of a single.
great sliding play by Urbina. He got a good jump on that ball. Good read on Urbina.
First out sends the former Griffin Bear back to the dugout. TJ Bird, as we found out once he gets on the base pads, has some speed. Bird, the right fielder for the Mountain Lions. Two balls, no strikes, 1 out. The top of the 7th inning for Young Harris over the rubber game of the series. They split the doubleheader yesterday.
Scott, I believe we got a busy home week next week here at Hurricane Field. As I think, weather permitting, I think Valdosta rolls in here Wednesday.
And then we have USC Aiken, the 28th, 29th, and the 1st.
So that's going to be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. One of few that we do that way here.
Right.
But that'll be fun. I know I am going to be out of town Wednesday. Be getting in late Friday, so I may miss you Friday. But if I can get here, I'll get here.
Drop third strike. Harrell retires the batter for out number 2.
Angelino had to do a little bit of stretching there, so good to see that his legs still work after that big stretch he made there back in the, what was that, the 5th inning?
Mm-hmm. Timberlake gets ready to deliver. Swing and a miss to the Young Harris shortstop, Georgia Tech transfer. Oscar Serratos. Timberlake takes a little off that one.
Good pitch.
Yes, sir. Strike 2. 0-2. Serratos struck out his first time at bat. Walked second time. Foul.
I believe the whole series, Georgia Southwestern's pitched this gentleman here pretty well. I don't think he's lit us up in the least bit.
Mm-mm. Timberlake gets ready to deliver. Fires.
I think he went around. Wow, I did not think he checked his swing there. And they did ask for help down at first base and said he didn't go.
I think that umpire just wasn't paying attention. 1 ball, 2 strikes. High fly ball. George gets on it, backs up, takes it for out number 3. So we retire the side for the top of the 7th. Let's get that offense going on the Surge Sports Network in the bottom of the 7th. At the inning stretch, we're in the bottom half. We're down 4-1, ladies and gentlemen. Our first baseman, Anthony Angelino, who is swinging a hot bat right now, takes strike 1.
Ooh. Lays off a breaking ball.
Chase Webb and Timberlake both have come in for some middle relief work, and both have done remarkably well. Angelino, I'm telling you, that guy can cover some ground out there. That Worley, out number 2. I'm sorry, out number 1.
But another hard hit ball by Angelino. He's really seeing the ball well, so that's a really good sign.
Jacob Harrell
Now the bat for your Hurricanes, number 24, Jacob Harrell.
steps up there with 1 out to face Webb. Webb delivers ball 1 low.
Harrell, who got us going a little bit in the bottom of the second, grounded out the second with the infield in to score the Hurricanes' one and only run.
Harold hits a high fly ball. Worley takes about 2 steps in underneath it for out number 2. $34.
Now the bat for your
Sam
Hurricanes,
Marks.
number 34, Sam Marks.
Marks stands in there. 2 outs. Nobody on base. Webb stands ready. Catcher squats. Umpire squats. Catcher gives a sign. Webb delivers. Mark shows bunt. Pulls it back for ball 1.
Scott, I noticed a few new signs going up in the outfield.
Yeah, there are. See, the Army National Guard has one. The Go Greek, the Greek fraternities have put one up. High fly ball. Catcher calls for it. Coleman takes it for out number 3, and we'll cover some more of the signs as we get back in the top of the 8th inning. We still down 4-1, Ryan, on the Surge Sports Network. Timberlake remains in for the top of the 8th inning. Peyton Sales continues to warm up in the Hurricane bullpen. Leading off is Cash.
Breaking ball over for called strike 1.
Cash, I believe, is a designated hitter for Young Harris. No, I take that back. He's first baseman. First baseman, Dalton Cash. Takes ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Peyton Sales still continues to work in the Hurricane bullpen.
Harold gives a sign. Timberlake nods his head. Delivers. Ball 2.
I had to miss just low.
High fly ball out of play. Makes the count 2-2. Fans remain in here today. I mean, figured it's kind of cooling off a little bit, Ryan. I figured that may thin the crowd out, but I don't see anybody leaving.
Tell you what, you've had some good baseball here, man, and I tell you, nothing else better to do on a Sunday afternoon to come out here and watch some good college baseball.
Counts full. Jacob Harrell squats down, blocks that pitch in the dirt.
Scott, we started to talk about some of our sponsors out here. We got a few other signs starting to.
Will Mill Farms, they were sponsored last year. They're still out there. Regional Eye Center, another one. Ball 4 as the first baseman for Young Harris takes first base as a leadoff walk. Phoebe Orthopedics over there in about right center, going around from center to right. Global Graphics, then Miller Auto Parts and Hardware in both Americus and Montezuma. Got Citizens Bank of Americus and Adidas both on the scoreboard, and the sign in right field is Parker's Heating and Air.
That's right.
Your train experts.
That's right. As Josh McDonald makes his way to the mound to make a pitching change, we'll take a break. You're listening to the Surge Sports Network.
Got a pinch hitter coming in. Also got a new pitcher, Peyton Sales out of Perry, Georgia. Peyton's mother was kind enough to bring us some pound cake and some M&Ms for the game. So we sending good vibes Peyton's ways right now, no doubt. We also have a pinch hitter, John Miller, outfielder, 6 foot tall, 215-pound junior from Dothan, Alabama.
Scott Payton comes in. He's pitched 7 innings, got a 2.57 ERA. Peyton's done pretty well thus far this season. Got a lot of good stuff. Tall, lanky left-hander. 2-sport athlete here at Georgia Southwestern.
Runs cross country as well. High and away. 2 balls, no strikes. High fly ball, foul. Lands right on top of the Young Harris dugout for strike 1.
Knocked another shingle off the dugout.
Yeah, it's about time those shingles are.
We were about the home dugout.
That's right. Harold gives a sign. Sales ready. Delivers 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Runner at first, score 4-1, and we are in the top of the 8th inning.
And it looks like Cole Garrett's working in the Hurricane bullpen. I believe that's Cole.
Ball 4. Peyton Sales comes in. The pinch hitter gets a walk. So we got runners at first and second with nobody out, with the catcher, Coleman, coming up to bat. Coleman has got 2 doubles on the day. Oh, I'm sorry. Cole Jackson. I apologize. I've been thinking it was Coleman the whole time. Cole Jackson.
Harold to have a word with Peyton Sales.
Probably about the signs. You reckon the guy at second was?
Probably want to make sure they're not going.
They mix the signs up a little bit.
Just going over what the indicator is going to be or whatnot, and talk about.
Yep.
Just to make sure they're on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
And he also could be buying a little time.
Yeah, that's true too. Jackson.
I think it'll be an unlikely bunt situation with this gentleman at the plate.
Yeah. Especially if he's already hit 2 doubles. And
yep. And Harold may want to just go talk to him about what he's pitching, but nope. I think Harold was buying time as Josh McDonald walks out to the mound and is going to make a pitching change.
So I believe we're going to get Cole Garrett in here, so we'll take a break on the Surge Sports Network where we do a pitching change with runners on first and second, nobody out, top of the 8th inning. So Josh McDonald emptying the bullpen today and getting Cole Garrett some work. He faces the catcher from Tyrone, Georgia.
Scott Cole comes in working, only pitched 3 innings on the year, ERA of 6. We were talking off the air. I'd like to see a ground ball double play would be very nice.
I'm going to one-up you. I'd like to see a triple play.
It could be, hey.
Hot shot, third base, tap third base, go to second, go to first.
Boy, I hope you call it.
He's hit most of his to left center today, hasn't he?
Yeah.
2 balls, no strikes. Nobody out. Foul ball.
And Cole can run it up there. He's high 80s, low 90s kind of guy.
Out of Nashville, Georgia. Marion County High School and to A-back. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hurricane pitchers having a difficult time finding the strike zone this inning. High fly, foul ball. Behind us. So we got a full count. Full count.
See if Cole can come back. Dig deep, get this guy. Big out right here for the Hurricanes.
Mm-hmm. High and away. Jackson gets a full count walk. Garrett's got the bases loaded, nobody out.
See how the Hurricanes play it.
Brett Hawkins from Milton, Georgia stands in there. Left-handed batter, senior. He played at South Carolina Upstate prior to going to Gordon State.
So the Hurricanes elect to kind of come in close on the corners.
Foul ball is going to hit the bus. No, just over.
Middle infield will stay back to turn a double play. So they're going to concede the run if it's hit up the middle. Good pitch.
0-2 count. And Hawkins maybe had a word with umpire on that one. Bases loaded. Runners get their lead. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Just what the doctor ordered. Out number 1. Hawkins will take the long walk back to the Young Harris dugout. Number 11, Ayers steps up to face Garrett. Ayers batting in the 8th spot.
What's he done today, Scott?
Let's see. He's ground out, and I wish I could read my writing on the second one, but I can't, unfortunately. I'm going to have to enlarge the area that I'm writing. Called strike 1. Garrett gets the sign. Readies. delivers. High fly ball, right side first baseman. Angelino makes it for out number 2.
So good work so far for Cole right here, coming back with the bases loaded and no outs. And all of a sudden, we got 2 outs, Scott.
That hopefully, if we can get this out right here and carry that into that momentum into the bottom half of the inning and get some runs, this could hopefully be a productive 8th inning for our Hurricanes. Tucker Greer out of Paris, Kentucky, Lincoln Trail College.
Good big fella.
Sure is. 6'4", 205. High and away. Lincoln Trail College, you know what their mascot?
Take a stab.
Logs.
The Lincoln Locks.
I think.
Ooh.
Handcuffed him on that pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fans have remained, as I said, even out in the left field corner. Ball bounces up in the dirt. Harrell keeps it in front of him.
Good job by Harrell.
2 balls, 1 strike.
I tell you what, you got a catcher back there that can move around a little bit like Harrell. It gives you a lot of confidence to be able to throw anything in any situation, especially with the bases loaded.
Greer crowds the plate. Gets just past Angelino. Diving glove. Scores 2 runs. Runners at first and second with 2 out. So a 2-out single scores 2 runs, makes the score 6-1. Angelino stretched out for that one, but that one was just hit just a little too hot.
It need to grow about 2 feet to make that play.
Well, that's a tough one. So here we are down 6-1, down by 5 runs in the top of the 8th inning. Garrett looked as if he was going to wiggle his way out of it. Line drive. Jamar calls, gets it. No, that's not Jamar.
Foster.
Foster, I apologize. Force habit. But they score 2 runs, makes the score 6-1. Hopefully we can have a big inning in the bottom of the 8th on the Surge Sports Network. Lucas Trabian stands in there. Pinch hitting. Trey takes ball 1. Ground ball, third baseman. 4 out, number 1. Back to the top of our lineup is Matthew Mamadas, our shortstop.
Now to bat for your Hurricanes, number 7, Matthew Mamadas.
I tell you, I know with the Hurricanes struggling a little bit, Josh is, we don't have really a solidified lineup. I mean, he's trying everything he can to try to get these bats going. Mamadas has hit everywhere from 8th in the lineup. Now he's hitting at the top of the lineup. Of course, I mean, he's leading the team right now in batting average.
Right.
But give credit to Josh for trying to mix things up.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. One ball, 2 balls, 1 strike. We need some base runners.
A bunch of them.
Yes, sir. Like 2 on each base. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. What started off as a blue sky, bright, cool, crisp day has turned into a overcast, slight, breezy, gloomy afternoon.
Starting to get a little chilly.
It is.
I think we got rain moving in at the first of the week.
See how the field is for Wednesday.
Stay tuned. Keep your eye on social media and the website. Hurricane fans to.
Mamadas gets a walk. Gets us a base runner.
Skelton, he's hit the ball well today. Just a couple of times right at people, which is a good sign. At least he's starting to see the ball a little bit better, I believe.
Skelton digs in. Takes strike 1 from Webb.
And Mamadas with decent speed gets his lead from first.
Chase Webb works relatively efficient. That one hits the top of the screen. We got no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at first, down 6-1. Young Harris has strung together 3 2-run innings to get their 6 runs, and GSW got their 1 run in the 2nd inning. Young Harris has been relatively mistake-free on defense today. GSW, a couple errors. Ground ball. 4. Nope. Fielder's choice. Second baseman tags second to get the lead runner, Mamadas. Skelton will stay at first with 2 outs. Jamar still working through that injury.
Number 20, Jonathan Martin.
I tell you what, I talked to Jonathan. He said he's seeing the ball pretty well, just working on a timing issue. He hadn't Hadn't had that many plate appearances, but he's putting the ball in play. Just got to get his timing down. He can hit the ball very well.
Jackson covers the ball. One ball. No strikes. Jamar backs out. Regroups. Skelton gets his lead. Webb looks to first. Throws strike one to Martin. Kane's got 4 outs to get 5 runs right now.
We've seen it happen before,
Oh, yeah.
Scott.
Oh, yeah. Ball 2 away. Foul, just foul.
Boy, he got around on that one, didn't he?
Sure did. First baseman made a stab at it, but it was getting down the line, but foul. Somebody stirring down in the Young Harris bullpen. Can't really see because they're behind the magnolia tree. Folks got their blankets out in the stands right now.
He offered it a bad pitch there.
I did. High and away.
So Skelton will be moving on this play.
Lamoth signing in the dugout. Old Jackson looks at his wristband, gives a signal to Webb. Webb delivers high and away for ball 4. We got 2 runners, 2 outs. Foster steps in there.
That's out for your Hurricanes. Number 15, Hunter Foster.
And, you know, another big bat in the lineup for your Foster trying to get it going. Be a good time for him to start figuring it out right here.
Urbana stands on deck.
Pretty good speed on the bases with J. Moore and Skelton.
High fly ball. First baseman calls for it and takes it for out number 3. So we'll go to the top of the 9th. We're down 6-1 on the Surge Sports Network. TJ Bird steps back in there. Cole Garrett still pitching. High fly ball.
So we've had a defensive change, obviously. Salik.
Yeah, for Gunnar George, Salik Williams calls that one. Comes sprinting in, takes it. Garrett gets the sun. Serratos, young Harris shortstop. Hits a high fly ball in fair territory.
That would be foul territory.
Foul, I'm sorry. Who called? I was trying to figure out who, because it was just on the.
I think Angelino, man.
Angelino, okay. Because I couldn't see, and I mean, I saw the glove on the backside of the, but you're right, it was foul. Thank you. We got a blind spot from behind first base all the way just about to the bullpen for the visitors.
We're working on that.
I know, but yeah.
We're waiting for that big donation.
Mm-hmm.
The Westbrook family.
Yes, sir. Go Garrett. Down to the ground, a third for out number 3. So we're in the bottom of the 9th. Maybe this good defensive play when pitching will carry over and get some offensive play out of.
Let's hope so.
Surge Sports Network, ladies and gentlemen. With that walk-up music, we know who's coming up. Miguel Urbina.
Number 2, Miguel Urbina.
Urbina often provides an offensive spark for the GSW Hurricanes. We need it now worse than ever. Webb delivers.
Tell you, Webb has come in and done a fantastic job for young Harris.
He sure has. I don't see anybody in the bullpen anymore for young Harris.
It's quiet.
So it's Webb's from here on out, it looks like. Urbina takes strike 2. Young Harris, 6 runs on 5 hits. Hurricanes 1 run on 4 hits. Line drive, left fielder Worley underneath it, takes it for out number 1. Anthony Angelino, our first baseman.
Angelino.
Stands in there. Face Webb with 1 out, nobody on. We're down by 5. Bottom of the 9th. Umpire calls it ball 1.
Angelino, I think 2 for 3 on the day.
He's done well.
A double and a single. And hopefully a home run if it stays fair.
Is that going to be our first home run of the season?
Nope.
No.
Foul ball.
Oh, my goodness. It was over in the street, wasn't it?
Yep. That was well hit. Just
a tad bit.
his towards was off.
Yep. So a long strike 1. Just a bit inside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
So that long strike's got his attention, it looks like.
It did, yeah. All of a sudden, he's decided he may not want to throw to Mr. Angelino. We'll see. 3-1. Ball 4. Angelino takes first base. Jacob Harrell, our catcher, stands in there. 1 out. Runner at first. Down 6-1.
For your Hurricanes, number 24, Jacob.
Canes down to the last 2 outs to get this done.
Fans remain. We haven't seen anybody leave. So the fans believe. High fly ball on the infield. Third baseman Hawkins calls for it and takes it for out number 2. Angelino remains at first. It's Mix. Pinch hitting. Mix was on deck last night whenever we got the 3rd out of the 2nd game.
For your Hurricanes, number 19,
So Jackson Mix will step in there. I know his granddaddy and his grandmother are tuning in watching. They've been waiting for this minute right here. Hopefully Jackson can keep this going, keep this inning alive.
I told Jackson before the game, I walked out there and I said, man, I was rooting for you to get on. Like, I saw you on deck before that last out was made in the 2nd game. So
I know his dad had to stay. His dad's, I think he was performing surgery today, so hopefully he's tuned in listening to us as he's operating.
Mix digs in. Webb gets ready. Delivers strike 1. What was that?
Little wrinkle.
Yeah.
Nick's got very, very good wheels. Speedy middle infielder.
Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Angelino at first. Down 6-1. 2 outs. Salik Williams on deck. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Foul ball. Back to the screen over on the few feet from the Hurricane dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nix digs in, takes a couple of practice swings. Webb fires. Strike 3. That'll do it for the 3rd game of the series. Young Harris wins 2-1 over our Hurricanes. And we will be back on Wednesday night, Valdosta State, weather permitting. And Hurricane fans, tune in to the Surge Sports Network for more great baseball, softball, sports throughout the rest of the year. Thank you. And Brian?
Well, tough loss for the Hurricanes. Hate they came up short in this series, but Hurricanes just still struggling to find some hot bats in the lineup. We had a few few good hits out of a few fellas today, but we got to wake these bats up, buddy. But, hey, for Ryan Young and Scott Westbrook, we're signing off to the Surge Sports Network.